Okay. Okay, so okay, so let me go ahead on and make sure that all of my settings are where they need to be. My mic, all right. And then I guess we're ready to go. Let me go ahead on and send the post, or the link rather. Girl, no. Girl, mind your business, miss, you now. I ain't trying to send this out to the children that are not invited guests. You know what I mean? Like, girl, anybody, I ain't trying to just, girl, this ain't no cattle call. Girl. Okay, anyway, so let's see. Because of you got the link. Okay, alright, let's do this, baby. Let's do this. Okay, publish. Okay, let's maximize my screen. Let's move it back on down. Can they get this shit off my screen? Thanks. Girl, Miss You now is trying it today. Okay, so now we wait. Now we wait for the children to arrive on the scene. Okay, so here's my hair ties. Let me move these off to the side. These elastics too. Hey Justin, hey Supreme baby. How are you? We have a few things to talk about. I think we have like 3 topics that'll probably... Actually, let me take this shit out because I can't. I thought I was gonna be able to do it, girl. The devil is a lie. Hold on a second. Oh, that shit hurt. That really did hurt. So yeah, we have about 3 topics that are going to probably dominate today's edition of NQ. I want to first start by saying hello and welcome back to the show. I'm so glad to see everybody is in good spirits and is doing well. I see that Legendary Mother Nastasia has just rolled in. Ronzi has just pulled up with the clutch. Of course, we have Rob in the house. Furlough is in the house. Zoe is in the house. The children are pouring in. Okay. And I want to try to hold off a little while to wait for a few more of the legendary mothers and fathers to pour through before we start clacking the tea where she needs to be clacked. I'm telling you, every week it's like I have to relearn how to talk. I feel like my mouth is shrinking, but my tongue is getting bigger. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the best way for me to describe the sensation, what I'm feeling. Because like right now, sometimes when I'm talking, I feel like, okay, bitch, there's too much tongue for this mouth, girl. Like there's just too much. And I'm like, okay, is it because they're moving my teeth back and it feels like it's shrinking, but it's not really shrinking? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, hey, James. Hey, Darius. Hey, Donald. Which I got your emails, by the way, girl. You sent me like 30. Girl, you sent me like 30 emails, Miss Thing. But I did receive them. I don't know if you want me to read them. Where's my phone? Because I was reading it on my phone, Miss Thing. I was reading it on my phone. And, or I hadn't started reading it. I saw that you had sent me the emails on my phone, excuse me. But in any case, so there's that. But yes, I think, well, okay, I guess we can start. I'm trying to wait. She said, I'm mobile at a convention, but I had to, you better come through. Come through. She said, girl, I'm here. I just needed you to know that I am in attendance. Now, I may not be able to stay for the entire performance, but girl, I'm here. So that being said, we're going to just start with the conversation. Let me see. Girl, Miss Thing. Okay, yeah, I'm coming over Tuesday night. My homegirl, it's so funny. Before we get into okay, I'm going to serve you an appetizer, then we're going to segue into the meal. So I have a homegirl who I went to high school with, who I love. I mean, she's practically like family at this point. I mean, and it's so interesting because we were both popular, but in very different ways. And it's so interesting because she is now a lesbian. Or she's always been a lesbian, I guess. But now she's open with it. And of course, I'm gay. But she was popular with the jocks and the basketball players, cheerleaders, etc., that kind of thing. And I was just all around popular. Like I got along with pretty much everyone as long as they weren't assholes. But it's just interesting that our paths collided because based on the dynamic of our high school, we weren't really supposed to be friends. Even though we are under the LGBT umbrella, we really were not supposed to be friends. And so when we kind of hit it off the way that we did, it was funny because I remember at the end, the last day of school, she ran up to me as I was getting ready to leave campus. And she said, girl, give me your number. This was the year that we really hit it off when she did this. Because every time I would see her in gym. And so when I would see her in gym, we would kiki and we would kiki like we would look at different scenarios and we would read. And you want to know what's so funny? You know, I was saying earlier on one of the shows that I don't really like that type of humor when the girls make fun of each other. And it's so funny because she and I actually did that, but that was before we actually were friends. It's a weird dynamic. That's probably one of the very rare exceptions to the rule, because with her, we weren't actually friends. Not in the beginning. Like when I don't even know how we got started up on that shit, but some kind of way, you know, we were sitting there and then she had maybe said something about my curls and my press and curl. And I was like, well, girl, bitch, okay, I know you, girl, who are you? Hey, Persian baby, how are you? Hey, Supreme, hey, Steven. The children are here, girls. Like, Michael's in the house. But in any case, I'm trying to run through this story and then get to the point of what I want to talk about. So anyway, so she would start talking about my hair. I would read her down on her hair, but the way that she would say it, I thought it was funny, and so I laughed. And the way that I would read her, she thought it was funny, so she would laugh too. And then we kind of just became friends over that point. However, now where we are in our friendship, we don't do that anymore. Now we make kiki, but it's not really us making fun of each other. And if it is a ribbing, it's not going to be like a real ribbing. It's going to be some shit like, oh girl, it took you a year to return my calls. And I'll be like, well, bitch, I'm making up for lost time, because when we were in high school, she used to flake out on me a lot. Where one time she went to do a photo shoot, and granted, I'm not Annie Leibovitz, but at the end of the day, girl, I had a little Canon camera, girl, one of them cheap little Canon cameras, because she wanted to have some pictures for her dating profile. But then every time she was supposed to come over, oh girl this, oh girl that, excuse after excuse, and I had to just pay the conversation. But having said that, let me come through with this. Oh, you know how it is, James. You know we have to give the girls, from time to time, we have to roll in with the kayfabe, honey. We have to roll in and serve you theatrics. We have to serve you the vernacular, the jargon, girl, the language that the children use from time to time. Girl, the children are ready for it, though. See, that's the reason why y'all get it, because y'all be understanding. It's like y'all will always understand where I'm coming from, because y'all are just the boys and girls that rule the world. But I digress. Real quick, I see that we have, I like this name. How do I say this? Is this Nashari? I don't want to butcher your name. If I'm wrong, then clock me. You better come through, heels and face. Although, hold on a second. Lincoln, what's poppin'? Yes. You said, but I am back for the jump off. Okay, so you know what? Let me just stop, because I'm being ADD. Let's hop into this show. We actually I'm really excited to talk to y'all about, oh my God. It's like, you ever feel like when you get excited, like you could just feel the adrenaline all up in here? Like, I'm really excited to clock this tea with you. That being said, let me just tell y'all first something that I know y'all gonna be like, bitch, we are tired of you talking about this, but I just gotta tell you one more time. I gotta tell you one more time, and I gotta give you my new revelation, what I came to when I was, girl, working on this bong. Girl, I was working on my bong, and girl, I had a revelation on that ass, girl. Now let me tell you what she was. So, I was sitting there in my Rice Krispies treats, my strawberries, my bananas, and my yogurt. And I knew that I was getting ready to smoke, so I had all my accoutrement. Okay, girl, I had all of my accoutrements, bitch. Whatever it was that I needed, girl, she was in my presence, girl, because I'm not going to be driving to no gas station after I've hit this blunt, after I've hit this bong, this bowl, this pipe, whatever the case may be, girl. I'm not fixing to hop into my car, girl. We have to be responsible up in this place. So that being said, okay, I'm sitting there, and I said, hey, Brianna Gorgeous, how you doing, my love? And so I'm sitting there, and I said, you know what? I want to watch the Cosmos. I said, I want to watch the Cosmos. I said, I want to give Miss Neil deGrasse Tyson one more chance to win me over. I said, I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to watch this show. And if it appeals to my senses, bitch, if it appeals to my senses, then I will open my mind up and accept what she's saying. But I said, first, what I'm going to do is hit this blunt or hit this bong so that when I come to it, my third eye will be open and I will see this bitch just as she truly is. Because, see, I feel like weed is a magical agent that allows you to see. It's like a Harry Potter. It's like a herb. It's like a magical herb that allows you to peel off the veneer of society and to really see people and things as they truly are. So I said, bitch, let me hit this bong. Okay, I said, girl, so I have my snacks. I said, let me hit this bong. Girl, I fired up my Netflix. I went to the search engine and I went on down to to Cosmos. Now, because I had been watching it already before, I guess maybe, I don't know, a few months, a year ago, who knows how long ago it was, but I had been watching the show prior to this point. But at that time, I was still doubtful about the shit that he was saying, but I wasn't really on this whole, it's a conspiracy theory kick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, I have it fired up. Maybe it was episode 6 that she started in. Was it episode 6? Is that where I left it? And then that's where she picked up. I want to say it was episode 6. Anyway, I'm sitting there at this point. I'm level 9. Okay, I'm in cloud 9. I'm as Candy would say, girl, I'm hang gliding over all the haters at this point. And so I'm sitting there watching Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I said, okay, bitch, be open. Because at this point, I'm kind of convinced that he is an agent. It's called Cosmos, though, baby. It's Cosmos. You can look it up on Netflix. And then it should come up. But, so I'm sitting here, you guys, and I'm listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson go into all of his, all of his knowledge and breaking down the science. And immediately, my instinct, my spirit, my mind, body, and soul, girl, my body and soul, right away, I was like, he's lying. This shit is fake as fuck. I feel like once you start to realize the shit that I'm realizing, all of this shit sounds like science fiction. All of it sounds, to me, the shit he's saying sounds almost, and I'm not saying it sounds exactly the same, but it sounds like the same girls who created Predator and Alien and Avatar and Harry Potter. It's the same shit. Because the shit they be talking about be crazy. It's like, you lying. You are literally sitting up here, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you're lying. Like, he was sitting there like, he was like, isn't it crazy to think that the entire universe at one time was inside of a marble this big? And he was holding up this ball. And I'm sitting there thinking, Negro, see, bitch. And what's so crazy is people believe that. How the fuck would he know that? I'm just trying to figure out, how does Neil deGrasse Tyson know that the entire universe used to fit inside of a marble? Like, who told him that? How did he get that type of information? Because he was like, through microwave telescopes, we are able to track down. He was like, we are able to go trillions of years into the past to the beginning of time. And when we look into a microwave telescope, this is what things looked like before our universe existed. He's lying. How the fuck would he know that? He's lying. He is totally lying. Because my thing is, bitch, even if you live to be 100 years does not even leave a dent in even a billion years. Like, so you talking about trillions of years, girl? How the fuck would she know that? Girl, please. You know what, Supreme? For movie night? Oh my God, bitch. Yes, Supreme. For movie night, that's what we're doing, bitch. Let's watch bitch, I'm gonna hit this blunt. Girl, I'm gonna hit this blunt. And let's fire it up. You said what kills me? What kills me is they say the universe is expanding, etc., etc. But I'm kind of like, so what's outside? Right! Girl, they lie. I'm telling you, y'all, they be lying. And all you really have to do is just open up your mind and think to yourself for a second. Does this shit sound realistic? Does it really sound real? Because if I told you, what's the difference between me telling you, or a Christian even telling you, when you die, you go into a cloud, or, heaven and hell. To me, that almost sounds more realistic than what the fuck he was talking about. Because he was like, oh, yes. And then, the sun, at the core of the sun, there is a molten pit at the core, and it is so hot that it turns iron into another substance. It turns iron into chlorine. Like, girl, you sit up here motherfucking lying, bitch. I can't believe he is really sitting here lying. I mean, it's like theater. Like, it's intriguing because it's fascinating, but it's a lie. Now, that's not even the big part of the story, y'all. I have a theory. Bitch. I have a legit theory. Now check this out. People will ask the question, well, why would they lie about that, right? Why? And it hit me. All at once. The smile that used to greet me brightened someone else's day. All at once, bitch. It hit me like a freight train. Because I'm sitting and I'm thinking, okay, so I know this nigga bro he's lying. But why? And then it dawns on me that, bitch, they lie because every episode of The Cosmos is meant to make you feel insignificant. Every episode. Every episode you watch, they're always illustrating why you're just a speck of dust floating throughout the universe with no real purpose. Everything is just by mistake. So, bitch, you may as well just work this 9 to 5. You may as well just stick to what we're telling you because at the end of the day, bitch, you don't really have a real purpose, girl. You're just a peon. Because when you look at the real scope of the planet, or when the real scope of the universe, then they start zooming out, right? So first they start with Earth, then you zoom past the moon and Saturn and everything, and before you know it, it's just a small little dot, and then it's like all these billions of dots. So their goal is to really get in your mind and make you think, bitch, you're not important. You're nothing. Like, girl, you're literally just one little dot in the bigger scheme of things. So just think if people really knew how important they really were, think about how different things would be. If people really thought that they had a genuine purpose. I mean, I could tell you when I was a teenager, I used to think, what's the purpose of living if we just live and then we die and nothing really matters? What's the point? See, that's what they want you to think. What's the point? So when you kind of feel like it's pointless, you just kind of go along with it because you don't really have any real drive to do anything different. Because, girl, you're just a dot. You're just a speck. You're just one of billions of people with no real purpose. You understand? So to me, that's the first motherfucking thing. That is the first thing. And I think that the reason how they get away with it is because they will give you one or two truths, and then they'll pack it in with a bunch of lies. But because you were able to prove and you saw with your own eyes that, oh, when you put baking soda with hydrogen peroxide, there's a response to it. There's a reaction. So when you see that some of the shit they say is true, then it makes you not investigate the rest of the shit. You just take it as gospel because, oh, well, this was right. So if this was true and that is true, then maybe all of it is true. And so we don't really investigate the shit that they tell us. Does that make sense what I'm saying? But anyway, let me scroll and read some of the comments real quick. I said, so that way we don't attempt to become more than what they want us to be exactly. Lincoln says, I animated scenes on Cosmos and we had to do so much research. I question a lot of it still. You better come through. You better come through. Hold on. You're saying you worked on the Cosmos and you actually did some of the animations? Well, come through. I'm not reading you. I'm just reading these girls that are giving you directives to serve these children this lie. It's not you, because you're just doing your job. You're an artiste. You're an artiste. So it's like, okay, girl, I was commissioned, girl. I'm just here to draw this shit up and make this shit pop off the page. But it's not your fault. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson who's sitting here serving his lie. Because Neil deGrasse Tyson, there was another episode, he was sitting in his boat. And he was like, oh, I can't even remember this word that he made up. He was just like, oh, this, that, and the fourth. Like, he just be lying. He really be lying. And if you hit this blunt, Lincoln, I don't know if you smoke. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But if you do smoke, just watch that show. Watch it. Because I know you did the animations, but have you actually seen him describe this shit? Hit this blunt and then watch that shit and tell me he ain't lying. Because when you hit this blunt, it's like, the shit that he's saying, you better, yes! He said, bitch, I smoked down, girl. He said, girl, what's tea, bitch? And he said, girl, I'm giving you OG Kush, girl. Okay, but Lincoln, so let me tell you, hit this blunt, going back down to Cosmos, and then listen to him talk. I'm about to give you a reenactment of what it's going to look like when you hit this blunt and then watch Cosmos. I'm going to give you a reenactment. So, we are one dot in floating through this black page that started in a marble. We started from a little marble. But then it exploded. And the pressure was so hot that it turned iron into chlorine. It turned chlorine into hydrogen. It turned hydrogen into water. And voila, now we have the makings for Earth. From that point, you had the sun that has a molten core. It's like a brick oven. And I'm sitting there looking at this Negro like, okay, but Neil, how would you know what's at the center of the sun when nobody's ever been to the center? How do you really know that that's what the center is? Like, I'm just wondering, how would he know that? The way he describes it is it's so hot. Right, we are all star stuff. Now, here's the thing. I won't even deny that part of it because I do think to a certain extent, anything that is natural is a manifestation of its surroundings. So in other words, I do think that when people die and over time they go back into the earth and then the earth reproduces and then we eat of the earth. Like, I do think there's a recycle process. However, I think he's lying. For sure. And it's not even a good lie. It's like, it's so far-fetched. But the reason why people believe it is because it's like a religion. It's, to me, science is almost the same thing as a religion. And I think that their goal is to make you think, girl, you don't have a purpose. Just do what we tell you to do. But see, the reason why you're never going to be put up on game is because it's so fascinating that it's happening to you. It's like a psyop. Like a what do you call it? A thing where we're showing you something, but we're also trying to get into your subconscious mind. We want you to be fearful of trying anything different. We want you to know that you're not special, girl. You're just one of, God only knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really want you to know that. And we need you to, but we're not going to say that to you straight out. We're going to tell it to you by illustrating all these grand illustrations of how small you really are. He said NASA had a live stream of what's happening on the sun. Girl! Okay, see, bitch. Okay, NASA, girl. See, NASA knows no bounds, bitch. They have no limits, Miss Thing. They have literally no limitations on the lies they will tell. Now, how the fuck they gonna be doing a live stream from the sun? Girl, okay, bitch. Okay, Third Rock from the motherfucking sun, bitch. Lying ass bitch. They just be lying through they lie so bad. It really is like, it boggles my mind how much they really lie and how people just really just believe everything they say. Oh, well, the sun, you know, girl, you just be lying. They just be lying. I wish I had the remember how when you were in high school, how they had the sun, like all the planets on that I can't even think of what you call it, but it's like a mechanism that holds all the planets and you can spin it around. You know what I'm talking about? I wish we had one so I could show y'all why this shit don't make sense. Because I know what I'm thinking, but the shit don't even make sense. So you telling me that the moon does not rotate. The moon circles around the earth, but it doesn't spin. It just circles around the earth. The earth is spinning and circling the sun. So how are the satellites following the earth? Because every time I see those clips from NASA of so-called like the space shuttles and you see like the little satellite, girl, please, that shit don't even look right. Because you know why? If the earth is spinning around 1,000 miles per hour, then how come the satellite is not jetting through the sky? The satellite is moving slow as fuck. But yet the satellite remains over, the U.S. satellite remains over the U.S. How does that happen? How does that happen? Yeah, I remember when they did that, Brandy, of course. Like, they be lying. They really do be lying. They be lying. They sure do, but that's fine. My thing is, at the end of the day, it hit me. I said, that's the reason why they lie. That's why they lie. It's because they don't want you to think you're special, girl. That's what it is. You said they about to come for you with all these... Girl, they can come for me if they want to, Miss Thing, because I'm convinced that there's something after this life, girl. So go ahead on. Put me on Planet Goo. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, bitch, you're not going to convince me that I'm not important, girl, because now I see the truth. Now I know that that's your whole mission. Every episode literally illustrates why you're insignificant. And then, like, in Lincoln can tell you this. Like, they have illustrations, right? And they're very cool illustrations, but girl, the bottom line is, how the fuck do they know this? They'll be like, oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, let's go deeper still, and deeper still, and deeper still. Now, before you know it, we done shrunk down to a billionth of a dot. Now, what the fuck is a billionth of a damn dot? Girl, stop lying. But anyway, that's fine. So anyway, he'll sit there on the show. Now he's in this little spaceship, right? He's floating around, and he's floating around in this plant. And he's like, "Oh, look at that! Isn't that miraculous? Isn't that? Hey, Ahmed, how you doing, my love?" But they be like, "Oh," he'd be like, "Oh, isn't that miraculous? How the plants." How they do this, that, and the fourth. And as they're doing it, you sitting there looking like, bitch, now how the fuck how do you know that's what's happening? Do you have the footage? And if you have the footage, I don't want to see this cartoon. I want to see the real footage. You know what I'm saying? Because don't get me wrong, it's fascinating to see the cartoon. But at the same time, I want to see the real footage that you saw that told you that's what's happening. They're never going to show it to you because they've never seen it. You see what I'm saying? Like, they'll never provide that to you, because if they had it, don't you think they would give it to you? Just think about it. When you watch those documentaries on Animal Planet, and they're trying to tell you about how weird species of like bird, remember that, you know, that one bird that shoots blood out of its eye as a defense mechanism? Okay, that's not somebody just telling you that. You actually saw the video of it. A skunk shoots farts out of its butt as a defense mechanism. Now, if I had never seen that for myself, I would think, who the fuck I would think that was crazy, but you know what? I saw it for myself. I have seen it for myself, so I know it's true. I know it's true. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if they had the footage, girl, they would give it to you. They just don't have it, is the whole thing in the nutshell. And you know what, Ahmed? The thing is, I really wanted to connect with y'all. And I really just wanted to show my appreciation as a sidebar, because I know it's like this is going to be one topic to the next, and then we'll get back to what we're talking about. But I really just wanted to show my appreciation, because I really do. Like I say, I hit this blunt, girl, and I'll be sitting here thinking like, y'all have really just been, it's crazy to me, just amazing. And like, for instance, with this whole thing, with this music video, which is the next thing that I want to move into, the whole conversation with this music video, the whole reason why I'm pushing so hard is because I know y'all want this music video, and I believe it could be something big, and I just feel like my team wants me to, I feel like, think about NASCAR. I feel like, okay, I'm on the track, and I feel like when I need to pull over, y'all are ready for me, like, bitch, let's go, where the tires at? You know, I feel like y'all be moving and shaking, and it's like, okay, so it's time for me to step it up and really serve you this hot plate the way she needs to be served. And I really feel like when he came over, I don't know, I didn't give y'all the update. So he came over, today's Saturday, so Thursday, he came over Thursday, one of the guys who's going to help me shoot the video. Okay, he hadn't heard the song at that point, right? So I let him hear the song. And I was kind of thinking, I don't know if he's going to get it because he's a straight dude. But then I thought, but then again, a good song is a good song. I mean, again, I'm not a connoisseur of country music, but I still know a good country song when I hear her. How about that? So I was like, okay, I'm going to just let him hear the song. So he put on the headphones, and he was just kind of like jamming, bitch. Like, he was in it, like, bitch. And he kept looking at me like, you are killing. And he even said, he was like, bitch, you are killing this. This is a straight dude. Oh, you are killing this, bitch. Oh, this is going to be fire. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. So then after he listened to the song, and it made me feel good as an artist. You said you can't find it on, you can't find it? Oh, I didn't take it down. She's still there, but okay, hold on. Let me see. If you go on to Patreon, she should still be there. I made it private for everybody else. But y'all should still have it. I mean, is it not showing up for anybody? Okay, you know what? Then I'll see what the issue is, and I'll go back and see if I can see what's going on. But she should still be. I just made it private for everybody else. But for y'all, it should still be available since you guys actually have the link. So the link is on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well then I'll look into that and we'll rectify that situation. But y'all, this video is going to be the bomb. I'm already slimming down, girl, for this shoot, bitch, because, you know, mother has to snatch these wigs from the girls who thought, girl, I never would have made it. Girl, I have to snatch all those wigs and lace fronts, bitch, and box braids, bitch, and what? Oh, you thought just because you had locks, girl, you were saved? Girl, the devil's a lie, girl, I'm snatching your locks, your box braids, bitch, I'm doing buzz cuts. It's really no tea, because at the end of the day, I feel like it's been long awaited to really get like a sickening. And I mean like a sickening, because even when I did Dream, the music video for Dream, I kind of feel like she really wasn't cunt. It was a good video, but she was not cunt. And that's my fault. The person who shot the music video, he was amazing. Shout out to Robert Walton. Robert was amazing. He bent over backwards to make sure that the shoot went down the way that it needs to go down. He pulled strings at the theater so that I could get in there for that theater shot. So it's not his fault. It's my fault. You said, are you giving us legendary hair accessory hat crown? Oh, you mean like in the video? Oh, honey, it's fixing to be on and popping. Yes, I'm giving you. I haven't fully got my visual of how I want my outfit to be, but I know, bitch, I have 2 pairs of pumps. Bitch, and girl, they're high, honey. They're high. They're really tall heels. And I'm fixing to snatch the wigs off the children, because when I stomp down this pavement, when I crack her, girl, when she crumbles beneath my feet, girl, the children won't be able to take. They're not going to be able to take, because, bitch, this hair is going to be flowing in the wind. Bitch, I'm going to serve it to you, bitch. I don't care who's around. If they're looking at me crazy, girl, get in. Girl, get into me, bitch. Because at the end of the day, girl, plate for you. Girl, I'm like Oprah in this bitch. You get a plate, you all get a plate. I'm not playing with the children. Hey, my love, how you doing, gorgeous? But it's like, yeah, girl, I'm not playing with these children. So I feel like going back to the initial conversation with Ahmed and that last table read, I really just want y'all to know that before this shit, Universe Willing, pops off, I need y'all to know that y'all are my team. This is the official team. There are other moving parts to the picture. There's a lot going on, but y'all are the team. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I come to you guys to run ideas past you all. I come to you guys to see what you think about certain things that I want to do. Like, I believe that you all want me to make it. I trust your judgment. Like, when I come to you and I ask you a question, I'm like, okay, I know they're going to tell me what's real. I know y'all not going to be like, because you know sometimes you ever see a movie where it's like two friends, and then the one friend will try on a dress. And she'll be like, oh, what do you think about my dress, Susan? And Susan will be like, oh, it's not really, I don't really like that dress. But really, Susan knows that the dress is legendary. Like, Susan, in her brain, she's thinking, bitch, you are snatching. If you wear that dress, then you gonna outshine me. So the best bet I got is to tell you that the dress is ugly so that you can put something else on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what a lot of girls get. But I feel like with y'all are like, no, girl, this is how we can promote Patreon. This is how we can do this, this is how we can do that. So that you can't pay for that. Like, that's something that's just who you are. And so in my mind, it's like, I'm so thankful that I was able to attract people that are so genuine, so authentic, so giving, so kind, so gracious. Like, to me, that's something that either or you got it or you ain't. Like, you can't buy generosity. You can't buy grace. You can't buy that. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Let me see. Personal assistant on set, I'll run. Are you in Atlanta? I mean, listen, here's the thing. This video was going down. So the next thing I have to do is storyboard. I have to send out, there's so much things that I have to do on my checklist. But there's a lot going on. I'm already starting to order my props. I'm ordering my outfits. Girl, it's going down. We're going to flex out on this video, bitch. We're flexing. We sure are. It says, can you wear a legendary crop top in the video? We'll see. You never know. It just depends on how far along this body is, girl. If this body serves crop top, then we'll give you a crop top. But girl, if I'm serving you, girl, $5 foot long, girl, or like I just ate one, girl, bloat central, then girl, we have to keep it cute and some overalls, bitch. Let's just be realistic. But at the same time, girl, is whatever it's gonna be, whether I'm bloated or whether I'm snatched, girl, she's going to be all that, a bag of chips, girl, with some Redenbacher popcorn. You know what I mean? Okay, see you, my love. You said you want to be a dancer. Are you in Atlanta? Can you create a playlist of all your... Okay, yeah. You know, that's actually a good idea. I will do a game... Or, a playlist for the gameplays for sure. You said, don't give us Metro with the... Yes! Okay. Come through, Lyric. I caught that. Well, listen, because this thing is about to be on and popping, bitch. Here's what I need. If you want to come, are you saying you want to come through? Okay, see you, my love. You better come through Puerto Rico. Come through Puerto Rico. And of course, you know the show is recorded, so don't even worry about that. I'm imagining like an underground club and everything around you. Well, see, now here's the thing. Of course, because we don't really have all the capital, so we do have to be smart about how the locations. So I don't want to put too much money into like having to spend just to go to a location when we could just do guerrilla style and just go. Like, there's a lot of cool locations here in Atlanta. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, here's what we'll do. How about we just show up, get the scene, book it, do all what we need to do, book it to the next location, because we have like 3 locations that are the bomb. And we were already, like, he was jotting down ideas, like, this shit's about to really kill. Like, no shade, it's about to really kill. Let me read some of the comments. Knuckle, I'm up in Boston, but that will be amazing if I could be a part of the production, even if it's behind the scenes. For sure. Like, listen, I'm going to keep you guys updated as things are happening. Hey, my love, you have to leave for work. Okay. No, don't worry about it. And from Hawaii, I can't believe it. Either it's really late or really early. I always forget. But thank you for making it to the show. The show is being recorded, so you're going to get it later on today, universe willing, okay? You said, you know what? I'm thinking that I will put some choreography into it. I don't want that to dominate because I'm not really a dancer in that way. So I do want to have like a few cute 1-2 steps. It's 9:30 a.m. Damn, it's early. Because here it's what? 3:31 p.m. See what I'm saying? It's crazy. Did you get my response to the text? I did not get your response. Did you email it to me or did you leave a comment? I didn't see it yet though, my love. If you recently did it, I haven't seen it. I want to see some. Oh, girl, you're going to get... Girl, I'm not even going to spoil it. How about this? Just know this. I'm ordering everything. Homeboy is super stoked about it. He has another friend that wants to get involved. Like, this shit is about to motherfucking go down. And we're going to stomp the motherfucking pavement. And when I tell you we're going to do it with conviction, bitch, we're going to do it with conviction. You know, with the type of idea what I have, and I already explained it to him, and he agreed. He was like, bitch, that's what's going to make the shit crunk, is when even if people look at you crazy, as long as you are confident about what it is that you're doing, that's what's going to make people get into what you're serving. Because it's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about this bitch staring, girl. Girl, get into me. At the end of the day, bitch, yeah, you can stare, but you can't knock what I'm doing, because the confidence is going to be so fierce that at the end of the day, it's like, girl, I'm just going to eat you up with my confidence. Girl, I'm just going to storm past you. Girl, I'm going to storm past you. Girl, I'm looking through you. Girl, I'm looking past you, over and beyond. Like, that's what we're going to serve, and that's what I want the girls to get from this video. So, like I said, everything is starting to come together. We're going to slay it, and it is what it is. Let me scroll up and read some of these comments. You said a few cute. Yes, we're going to give you a few cute. Hey, Harvey, baby. We're going to serve you a few cute 1-2 steps. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. Sidebar to this conversation, League of Legends. Girl. First of all, let's put this shit right now out there into the ether. I want to put together a real team of girls that I play with from Patreon. Hey baby, how you doing, my love? Is that Elijah? Or girl, I don't want to butcher your name. I was gonna say that's a cute way of spelling that, but girl, don't give me the line, girl, because I know I butchered that. But I want to get a legit team together so that we can go out there and slay, because I'm getting better. And I feel like I was talking to somebody from my partner. We went to a cabin over the last, I don't even know, I'm so bad with dates. I think it was last weekend. But in any case, we were there. And I was saying, because one of the guys, he was asking me what the game is, because I was talking about League and Smite. And one of the guys actually plays Smite. But I was saying, yes, Smite, this League, whatever the case may be. But I said, I really want to make a team. He was like, oh, girl, but you have to be really good. Okay, do you think the girls that are really good started off really good, bitch? You have to work at it, bitch. Girl, so let's practice. Let's become really good. I don't see why people see what I'm saying? People are already defeated before they start. I want to win that million. Let's win that million. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why can't we win? Why can't we win the grand prize? Why can't we come through and snatch up the paycheck? Girl, I'll join that team. And here's the thing, Clint. No shade. I be wanting to play with you more, because I know the girls that you play with are really good. So I feel like if I play with you, then I want to start getting on their level. But the gag is, bitch, I feel like, okay, so I just started working with Blitzcrank. Now, if you are a good Blitzcrank, then he can really flip the game from being on one side to the next, just depending on how good he is. Because Blitz, it's almost a guarantee that if you get caught up by Blitzcrank with his little Q, then girl, at the end of the day, you're dead. Like if that's assuming people know how to take advantage. Because that's another thing. I hate when you play on a team with people who don't know how to take advantage. Clint, you know what I'm saying? Harvey, you know what I'm talking about. Persian, you know what it gives. I feel like, don't y'all hate? And to be fair, I've been guilty of this too. No shade, but I feel like I try my best not to be that girl. You said when Blitzcrank, girl, that's it. Girl, it is over. If Blitz snatches that ass up, girl, especially like mid to later game, girl, when her mana, because the one thing about Blitzcrank that I don't like, girl, is every move you use with her, it take like half of her mana. I'm like, okay, girl, I just went back to home base and now I'm empty, girl. I have no gas already. I only pressed the Q. Bitch, I pressed the W and then I pressed the Q on her ass. And I'm already out of like juice. So with Blitzcrank, you have to be real strategic in the early game, because girl, early on, girl, her mana, it takes forever. But girls, you can really dominate. And I really do. Like, even after this, like after the show, y'all, if you guys are available, let's keep this shit. Let's keep it moving. And sidebar, let's do movie night. What's happening tomorrow? Sunday or something. I just can't think of what it is. What is happening Sunday? If we don't do it Sunday, let's shoot for movie night on Monday. And when we watch it Monday, let's do Cosmos. Let's do Cosmos and Kiki at this bitch. And let's start it from episode 1. And let's work our way from episode 1. Let's work our way from episode 1 all the way down to like however far we want to go. So maybe we'll do 2 or 3 episodes, or let's just see how it feels. You know what I'm saying? But girl, I'm ready to kiki at that shit. But after this is over, if you'd like to join me on League of Legends, I will be playing League of Legends. Maybe give me like a 15 to 20 minute break, but I will be on, and maybe I'll be on sooner than that. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give myself a buffer so that I can catch my breath and then get ready to let have. Q, could you give us 2 podcasts this week to make up for lost time? I'm not going to guarantee you that I'm going to serve you 2 podcasts, because if I don't have anything to to say, then it's almost like I'm just giving it to you just to give it to you. But I actually did record a podcast. I just did not release the podcast. And the only reason why I did not release it is because I felt like I pulled topics that I thought were kind of interesting, but they really weren't that good. It's like the thing about doing the podcast is it's right now in terms of the news, either it's politics or it's like the Kardashians or something that I really don't care about at this moment. And so for me, my main thing is making sure that whatever it is that we're talking about, I want to be engaged. Because if I'm not engaged, I don't think you're going to be engaged. Or you'll pick up on the fact that I'm not really into what I'm talking about. So to me, it's all about making sure for quality control purposes that whatever I put out, I can stand behind. And the last podcast that I recorded on Wednesday, I believe it just wasn't really where it needed to be, so I just didn't release it. But I do plan on going back on the blogs and seeing. And by the way, if you guys see anything that's interesting, you can also shoot me a topic that you'd like for me to discuss also. So it doesn't have to just be things that I'm searching for. If there's, hey Eugene baby, you better come through. I know that's right. So that being said, if there's anything that you guys find to be interesting, go ahead on and shoot me an email, whatever the case may be. I'd love to talk about, especially if it's like intriguing, you know what I'm saying? But yes, if there's enough topics that I can give you guys a substantial plate, then I will serve you a podcast. And then if there's enough to go around for a second helping, then I will serve you two. But I don't want to make that as a promise, and then it's like I don't deliver that after saying, okay, I'm going to give you 2 podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I need to sharpen my league skills. I've been playing. Oh, you better come through. No, but you know what? You and Noah Persian. No, we're going to get it together. Trust me. We're going to get it together. We're going to get it together and we're going to win this $1 million. Like, isn't it like $5 million and we each get $1 million? We're going to win. I'm telling you, we're going to win this. I'm speaking it into existence. Oh, you know what? That actually could be a good idea, Kartrashian. Also known as Persian, or Persian, also known as Kartrashian. Girl, it's like, I like that name, so it's like I be wanting to say Kartrashian too. But I be going back and forth, but I don't know what to say. But the whole thing in the nutshell is, that is a good idea. That is actually a good idea. Somebody actually DM'd me on Twitter and was asking me about my Pursue Acuity services. And the thing is, I feel like, you know, first of all, Pursue Acuity for a lot of people was too expensive, which I totally understand. I think with what you're saying, we could actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We can give the children the plate that they're asking for a reasonable price, because to do a one-on-one is going to be too much though. You know what I'm saying? Because to do an hour session one-on-one, that's just going to be a lot. So kind of bringing in topics that I feel are universal and really clocking them and giving you a 360 conversation with regards to whatever that conversation may be. I think that will accommodate probably more people than to just do a one-on-one session. It says, did you see the fight with Peter? So I sure did, girl. That was a turd. Wasn't that a turd? First of all, you know, I don't like Peter or Matt. How about that? I don't like Peter. I don't like Matt. But I felt like, Matt, girl, you were trying it. And at the end of the day, bitch, I don't know that anybody, because first Peter slammed him, then he slammed Peter. But at the end of the day, girl, the way you were talking, I thought you was going to beat his ass. But then again, I really didn't. Because the girls who do all that talking like that, girl, okay, we'll see. Cash me outside, bitch. Let's see what you really talking about, because these girls, they don't be knowing how to fight. See, what they hope is that you'll be so afraid of them by them hooping and hollering that you won't want to fight them. It's like a dog. It's like a dog. They be wanting you to be so intimidated by their teeth and everything that by the time, see, I wrestle dogs. Like, I've wrestled dogs as long as I can remember, like, depending on whose dog it is. Do you know what I mean when I say I wrestle dogs? I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody but me. When I say I wrestle dogs, what I mean is, okay, if you start like doing their face, they'll start doing the bow to like play. They want to play with you. But you have to be fearless when you do that. Because if you start being afraid, then they'll take it a different kind of way. But girl, no. That's how you have to approach a fight too. Like, you have to just be fearless about it. Like, you have to just be fearless about it. And I'm not going to do too much talking with your ass, bitch. Like, I'm going to let you know, girl, I feel threatened. I want to do this. Okay, well, I just told this bitch I feel threatened. And I'm going to reach over, grab my Tequila Sunrise. I saw y'all in the comments. I'm going to grab my Tequila Sunrise and crank Bliss crank on that ass, bitch. Girl, I'm gonna cue your ass, bitch. I'm gonna pull you in with my cue. Then, bitch, I'm going to eat your ass. And then I'm gonna finish off with my ult, bitch, and boom, you're dead. So, there you go. It's all your fault. You said, Q, I'm hoping to record my first album, hopefully next year. Would you like to No, you know what? That's your project. You need to write. It needs to be Donald. And even if I didn't feel that way, it would still be no, only because I already have so much stuff that I'm trying to do myself that I can't really, that's me stretching myself out too thin. But the fact of the matter is, your music is a very personal thing to you. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that people can't help you co-write, etc. But whatever it is that you're about to put out, especially early on. See, right now, Donald, you don't actually have anybody telling you what to be. So what I mean by that is you don't have anybody telling you, oh, well, write this type of song, write that type of song. You have 100% free range of what it is that you want to write about. So my recommendation would be take advantage of that. If you really see yourself going off into the world of music and really being something big in music, there's a lifetime of people telling you or that are going to tell you what to do, how to be, and then you fighting that and resisting that. So I would recommend you just doing you as long as you can, without a bunch of people being involved where you can. And then when it gets to that level, then you can start talking about co-writing and all that good jazz. This was a nice break. All right, see you, my love. See you, Michael. Thank you for stopping in, my love. I appreciate it. But that being said, you said, hold on. Plus, Peter had a what? What? He had a knife. Okay, see, that was a turd. I didn't know all that. Q, any new music or gameplays coming our way? So I do have a new song that I'm working. First of all, I have a lot of new songs that I'm working on. I think the reason why I've slowed up production with my music is because I'm trying to, especially now in particular, I'm trying to put all the focus on Mother Pat so that we can slay that, serve that plate, and then depending on how that hits, depending on how the audience receives that, that'll let me know if, okay, do we need to capitalize off of this and release another song? Like, it lets me know, you know what I'm saying? Like, what direction we need to go in. So I would say this. Gameplay, yes. Music, no. Because the gameplay, I can do at any point in time. So the gameplay, yes, be looking out for that. But the music, she's going to be a little bit more delayed. I had this Pursue Acuity idea for your channel for a while, but I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't know if No. That's a great idea, Persian. That is an amazing idea. And I think that really, that I would actually prefer that over sometimes doing the celebrity news, because I don't give a fuck about these celebrities, truth be told. I mean, sometimes it's a key to talk about, but at the end of the day, I care more about you than I care about Beyonce or any of these people that I talk about. Don't get me wrong, I like her music or whatever, but I actually know you guys. You see where it's different? Like, in my mind, I feel like I know you guys. We know each other, like, we talk, like, I know you. So my concern is first and foremost my tribe, the girls that are part of my community. And then, you know, I care about everybody else. So to me, I feel like that's actually a better, I think that that's an amazing idea for the platform, to be truthful with you. I think that that's an amazing idea. And I think that that's something that I could see being beneficial, and depending on the type of questions that you all send in, and or, because it could be that too. It could be y'all send in the questions, and maybe per episode we answer 3 to 4 questions, because I know I'm long-winded and I like to give, girl, I'm very detailed in my advice and my counsel, whatever the conversation may be. So I feel like that could be a good thing. It could be a good thing. Well, Ahmed, trust me, it's about to pop. Wait till you see these visuals, bitch. Because let me see. Where's my phone? Oh, my God. Where is my phone? I literally just had my phone. I made my bed. And then, girl, now she's gone. I don't know where she went. But in any case, I have in my cart. Okay, so Jamel, so go ahead on. I think maybe that's what we'll do. Go ahead on after this show. If you have any questions, something that's going on, I don't. And if you want it to be anonymous, you don't want people knowing that it's your question. Although you know this is family, I don't think anybody's gonna judge you. But if you feel some kind of way about people knowing that it's you, then just let me know prior to, like, in the like lead in with that. So I'd like to remain anonymous, etc. Or I don't really mind, whatever the case may be, and then we'll take it from there. But I think that's an amazing idea. As far as Mother Pat is concerned, girl, that shit's about to be lit up. It's about to be lit. Like, if you like the song, the visuals that I have, the cart, like, if you go into my cart, the shit that I have in my cart is like, just think, remember that reel that I did? Remember that reel that I did on YouTube where I was walking around the pool? and I was real fierce in that garbage bag and that cardboard. It really kills me when I think about that, because it's so funny, because they made it seem like, oh, your role is so important, yet I was the last bitch to get my makeup done. Then you sat up here and stuck me in this garbage bag, a garbage bag filled with garbage bags and cardboard box, and I still killed the bitch, and I still killed it, because see what it was is they didn't think that I was going to outshine those other girls that had on the real outfits. I was the only bitch in a garbage bag. Okay, but I still ate the runway, bitch. And that's what Mother Pat is going to serve. When I tell you I'm fixing to channel all of the goodwill from Isis, Athena, girl, what's my other sister? What's my other sister? I can't even think of her name at the moment, but girl, I'm serving you Neith. Bitch, I'm serving you Annie. I'm serving you Cassiopeia. Bitch, I'm serving you Karma. Bitch, I'm serving you Blitzcrank. Girl, I'm summoning all the gods. All the gods are coming through. They're all giving plates. Girl, they're all contributing to the potluck. And when I tell you it's going to show through on this video, girl, you're going to gag, because I'm coming through and I'm going to stomp. Yeah, it's still on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, I don't know what I called it, but it's like 2 years ago or something to that effect. When you originally talked about the shoes, did you say platforms? You know what? Thank you for giving me that. Well, let me actually open up another window so that I can put that, because it has been somewhat of a challenge. What did you call it? Shoe, doll skill, or doll's kill. Let me see, doll. Either way, it doesn't really matter, right? Yes. I need some chapstick. Well, no, I just need to lick my lips. Oh, yes, bitch. Okay, but hold on. But are they gonna have? Do you think they'll have my size? Cause girl, I need this shit to be cunt. You said maybe you shouldn't say Mother Pat will be serving us garbage bag. Oh no. Mother Pat is not serving us garbage bag. What I'm saying is, if I killed it in a garbage bag, just wait until I give you some real fashions. That was the whole point of me saying all that. What I was saying was, bitch, I came through. They gave me a garbage bag and some cardboard, and I still commanded the show. So what I'm saying is, bitch, if I could do it in a garbage bag and some cardboard box, do you really think when I really serve you, like, this face is going to be beat to high heaven, bitch? These lashes, bitch, this hair is going to be adorned, bitch. I'm giving you crowns, bitch. I'm giving you, girl, these toenails are going to be polished, bitch, with this peekaboo strappy sandal, bitch. I'm going to stomp for you. I'm going to stomp for you. Like, I'm going to stomp. Like, the girls aren't going to know what to do. You said they are your sizes. I hope they have your size. I think that's so damn dumb. Just make it a regular universal size. Like, I don't even want to have to do these Japanese, European, American sizes. Can we just have one size or one size chart? Like, I don't understand that. I don't get it. Q, would you rather write a reply to my email or speak it through the show? Let me just go ahead on, because child, every show you have 1,000 questions and I never answer them. So let me go ahead on and see if I can, you know what? Hold on. This is how we're going to do this, because I don't even have my phone, and I'm on Google. No, what is this? I'm on Chrome. Can you copy and paste your question to me here and I'll answer it? Because I'm not signed into my Yahoo on this, and then I'd have to click out of it. It's just a lot going on. So if you could just send it to me here, like in the comments, can you just like piece by piece? You said I had literally 8 of them. You had 8 of what? You sent me like 8 emails. No shade. Because I went to my personal email and I was like, here's Ms. Donald. I'm like, girl, we got like 8 emails. Now, Donald, we may not answer all 8 of these questions. Let's take the top 3 and then we'll save the next 5 for next week's episode. What's going on, my love? You made it to the show. Yes. So while we wait for Donald to get his questions together, what was it that I wanted to say? There was something else that I wanted to clock, and I can't even recall what it was now that my mind has kind of been thrown off. But yeah, I just know that this shit is about to be on and motherfucking popping. And I can't wait, because I know y'all have been for the longest time wanting to see me win, and this shit's about to motherfucking happen. And trust me when I tell you, I'm taking the fam with me. Y'all are coming with me. I feel like wherever we can get the girls that are talented in, girl, I'd rather go in-house before we go out-house. Okay, girl, I'm not trying to go out-back for the steak, bitch. I'd rather go in-house and get a bitch that is within the family. You know what I'm saying? Sure, Persian, for sure. Now, Persian, are you wanting to send it to me so that I can answer it on the podcast, my love. It's ridiculous how America is the only country in the world that doesn't use the metric system in kg. You know what? See, and in my mind, I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. I've heard of it, but I wouldn't even know how to do it if you told me. I wouldn't even know how to do it. So America's the only one. I guess they figured. You said about the housewives. Oh, you want to talk about the housewives? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Sidebar, for anybody that smokes blunts or joints, buy yourself on Amazon a metal straw. Because what happens is once it becomes a roach, girl, all you have to do is stick the roach right at the tip and then light her up and be real fancy with the shit like... Serving the children, legendary. You said Phaedra's unredeemable. Sure, I think that Phaedra definitely shot herself in the foot. I think the way that she is coming about it, at least right now, the way her argument is that, you know, that they didn't show her response. Apparently, she responded to the question. Apparently, but they didn't, for whatever reason, they did not air it. So I do think that was manipulative. I think that she, you know, it's really just a clusterfuck. I think that whole show is just a clusterfuck because here's my thing. If you ask her a question and then she answered it, but then you edit it to look like she don't got nothing to say, you're making it worse than what it is. Like let her answer the question, and then if the fans still don't see it, then let the fans chop her once she gives her defense. But you shouldn't edit it to make it seem like she was just sitting there. Because the way she's saying is like, well, girl, I wasn't just sitting there. I actually was answering the questions. They just didn't put it on the show. So I think that was kind of unfair. But at the same time, I think at the end of the day, it's very clear to me that the fans don't really see her anymore. I think that people definitely feel, and rightfully so, that she took it too far. I maintain personally that at the end of the day, although she did take it too far, I feel like they all went low. She went the lowest, but I do think they all went low, and I don't think that all the other women should get a pass just because what she said was the lowest. So that's my train of thought. I do understand what you're saying, and I agree that at this point, I think, I don't know, maybe it would take a few seasons before the fans are open to potentially seeing her. I don't know. But I do think that there's a lot of moving parts. But let me see. I think that Donald just came through. So let me see this question. Question number 1. Would you want to become a patron of mine on Patreon? I don't even know what your Patreon is. I'd have to go and look and see what she's serving. I think Donald, and I'm going to just be honest with you, I'm saying this out of love. And so I don't want you to take this the wrong way. But what you're saying is kind of similar to what one of my partner's friends was kind of on the same wavelength that you're on. And I would say this. I would say before you create a Patreon, like when I talk to you on here, it seems to me that you really don't even know what you're trying to do. And I say that with love, my love. I'm not saying that to be shady. I'm just saying it sounds like you're doing poetry, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you really don't know kind of how you want to go about executing your plan. And to me, I feel as though before you get into a Patreon, I think you really need to develop your actual craft. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I'm saying, Donald. What I mean is you actually need the base. You need the support first. So to me, it's like where I would, and this is just my own opinion, because my thing is generate first a base, then come to Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Like generate a base first. Like I feel like you're kind of jumping steps. You know what I'm saying? Bear in mind, I'm 28. I've been doing this for God only knows how long. I'm only just now arriving on the scene. So to me, it's like work on actually generating a base and actually having like those people who see you and love you and want to like uplift you, and then create the Patreon, because it's almost like, okay, like what is it that you get? Am I making sense? Like I feel like you're ahead. Like I feel like the cart is there, but there's no horse to pull it. You know what I'm saying? In terms of me, here's the thing. I've been approached by different people to become a patron on their Patreon, and why I don't want to start doing the I'll be your patron if you're my patron, it doesn't make sense. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. If there's a product that you have that I can support, then that's fine. But to me, it's almost like if I'm your patron, then it's like you're not really my patron. Does that make sense? Like, so it doesn't really make sense. Like, because I'm on this platform as a creator, if it's doing the like for like to me doesn't really make sense, because then it's like you're getting my content, but you're not really paying for it because I'm giving you the money right back. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense with that, but it really wouldn't make sense for me to. I hope I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but it really wouldn't make sense for me to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? For you, because it's like, okay, now I'm just giving you back the money that I just earned. So I really didn't make any money. You see what I'm saying? So I from time to time, like when you post things about your YouTube, I'm like, okay, let me see where he's at now. So from time to time, I will go and see, but I think you really just need to develop like what you're trying to do so that you have that base. You know what I'm saying? But in any case, have I seen Bliss? Yeah, I know who she is. And I agree with Jamel. It's like there are because I know that she is like a supporter of my work, but sometimes I be liking what she says and I agree. Then other times she be saying some shit that be off the wall to me. So it's like, I mean, it is what it is. I think that at the end of the day, she does make valid points from time to time. But then it's just sometimes some of the shit she says is so like to the left of the conversation to where it's like, okay, girl. But I do think that she in her way, she clocks the tea objectively, or at least she tries to. So I'm not mad at her for that. I mean, it is what it is. Q, I know you like Britney. Do you like the latest album? I haven't even heard it. I didn't even know there was a latest album. I didn't even know there was an album. Hey, Alex, baby, how you doing, my love? We need to... Oh, wait, what? First Class Express shipping to shut her up. Girl, y'all really don't like her. You said you want... I love you too, baby. I love you too. Y'all don't like her. See, I don't let her bother me. Like, my thing is this. The girls that I don't see like that, I just don't watch the material. Like, I'm not going to sit up here watching too much of your material. You get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like from time to time when there's a certain title that she puts that I am interested in, I will watch. But like, for instance, when I see her talking about race, I never watch those videos anymore because I already know where she's going with it. When I see her talking about things that affect black people, then I pay that conversation because I already know that she's gonna say some shit that to me doesn't make. I think it will appeal to her audience that are white or certain other kind of people. But I think in general, certain shit that she says about black people, I'm like, okay, girl, I'm gonna let her ride on that, and I just don't watch the video. It's no shade. Just to hear someone talk, yeah, like. That it is what it is. You said she sells herself out for Trumpkins. Trumpkins. I'm like, Trumpkins. Trumpkins will support her and make her feel validated as a woman. Well, girl, you wanna know what? Here's my thing. I feel like, again, where I'm in my life right now, I can't give too many people my time that aggravate me. I already have people in my life who aggravate me, who I love. So you think I'm going to let someone who I don't really know aggravate me? I just pay the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll acknowledge it and move forward and keep it moving. Have you heard of Ghazi Kudzo? No. Maybe. I don't know. That may be somebody that I have to see their face to really know who that is. You said sometimes Blair makes sense and sometimes she's just... Hold on. And sometimes she's just is of the wall. Okay, I'm confused. Oh! I know who that is. I knew him in real life. Like, we used to hang out, actually, at one point while he was in... I don't know, is he back in Atlanta? I know at one point he was in Los Angeles. Yeah, I didn't know. That's his name now? That's what she's going by now? Plastic Pickle. Yeah, no, I knew him. We stopped talking. We had our situation, it's a long story, and I don't want to get into the whole thing, but the thing about it with he and I is initially we became fast friends because I thought he was funny and I liked him. But then the thing about him, at least for me, my experience with him was I don't even know how to say this. I don't want it to come across as shade. This is my own personal opinion. And, other people may feel differently. But when I would hang out with him, when it was just us, he was normal. But when we would get around other people and there's a conversation, he would always try to eclipse the conversation to get everybody to focus on what he was saying and to just listen to him. And for me, it was like, okay, girl, that's kind of annoying. It was funny like, it's funny one-on-one, but then when you're trying to have a real conversation and he just keeps chiming in and it's like so over the top, it becomes annoying. And then there was a whole situation with a YouTuber who we knew. This was so long ago. Joe Work. I don't know how many of you guys remember him or even know, hey, Sophie, baby, how you doing? This was the real thing that caused us to not really deal with each other. Was Joe Work. Why he and I fell out was because there was three of us. There was he, Smile Tone, there was myself, Smile Tone, and another person that I forget his name at this point. I don't remember what his name is, but it's another person. We were all friends or associates because we really didn't last long enough to be considered friends, but we did hang out on multiple occasions, and we'd have a good time together. I met what's-his-face's boyfriend, the other girl that she was dating. It was a whole thing. But I digress. The point is, so what happened with Joe was, in the beginning of our friendship, I mean, I felt like he was a sweet person, but then there were other times where I kind of felt like he was delusional a little bit. And then there were other times where I felt like he thought everybody wanted to be with him. You see what I'm saying? And so, what happened was, now I had already said that to his face. I was like, girl, you be doing the most. You think everybody wants to date you. Now, I said it as a kiki, but girl, at the same time, it's true. It's true. You think everybody wants you. At least at that time. He's older now, so I don't know where he is now with the conversation. And maybe things are different for him. I haven't kept up with him. I saw him at a house party years ago, and I feel like maybe he wanted to talk to me, and maybe there was some type of debacle, and it went to the left. I mean, I don't know if it went to the left, but it didn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Because I was kind of over the conversation, but I digress. The point is, so what happened was, Smile Tone and myself, we were having conversation about how, but see, she didn't like it, but she also would do it too. Smile Tone. But I kind of felt like Smile Tone and Joe Work wanted to be the center of attention. And I feel like Joe thought everybody was attracted to him, but Smile Tone wanted to eclipse every conversation. So what ended up happening was, at one point I said, you know what? Let me really come to Joe and really tell him how I really feel about this. Instead of it just being, because I already told him to his face, but let me be for real and tell him girl, no tea, sometimes it's a little off-putting when you think everybody wants to be with you. You think everybody is attracted to you, think everybody wants you secretly. That was the energy that he was putting out. So I called him and I just told him, I was like, yeah, no tea, I just want to tell you up front, it wasn't like nobody was threatening to come out with this. I said, no shade. They're having conversations, including myself and a few other people, where we have had conversations about you always feeling like everybody wants you, and it's a little off-putting. And so, I apologize for maybe not coming to you directly, but I'm telling it to you now. So it is what it is. Maybe I was wrong, but girl, I'm telling you now, this is how I feel about it. But I had already told him, that's the whole thing about it. I was just, really, that was me trying to be a diplomat and me trying to be considerate, even though I know that I had already told him that. But I just wanted him to know again, girl, this is a conversation. I'm not the only person who notices it. And he just, and from that point, he couldn't take it. He felt like I was being two-faced. And I was like, well, that's fine, girl. Because what I'm not going to sit up here and do is defend myself. I know that's not what I was doing. I already told you to your face how I felt. But because you weren't really picking up on the cues that I was giving you when I tried to do it in a joking way. So I felt like I needed to just tell it to you, for real. Okay, girl, I love you down. But everybody don't want to date you, girl. Everybody don't like you like that. Everybody's not trying to date you. It's so from that point, we just stopped talking. And then I told the other girl, I said, so I had a conversation with her. And here's the thing. I never actually threw her under the bus. I never actually said, they stopped talking anyway, because I just felt like they didn't really like each other that much. But in any case, I told her, I was like, yeah, I had a conversation. I didn't implicate you, girl. I just said that there was a conversation that took place, and I told him my part in it and what I had to say, and I told him that's how I felt, and he couldn't take it, so girl, that's that. And I moved on, girl. My life moves on, girl. I'm not going to be hung up on that. It is what it is. He left another question. Let me scroll up. Okay, let me see. So it says, when you did the NYC play in 2012, hold on. What was your experience like? Okay. It was a good experience. It was when I did it was I can't even think of what you call it, a festival or some shit was going on, and a friend of mine who is well connected was like, listen, I want to take one of your videos and I want to, what's the word? When you take a book and then you take and make a movie into it. He wanted to take one of my videos and make it into a play. I can't think of the right word at the moment. But in any case, he wanted to make it into a movie. So I was down for that, and I came, and it was a good experience. Adapted. Thank you, my love. That's the word. And he wanted to adapt it into a play. So in any case, I went. It started off really good, the whole NYC play experience. But then, of course, my laptop was stolen. And so it was a lot going on at that time. But it wasn't a bad experience. It was a good experience. One of the guys that I was acting with was doing a play on Broadway at that time. So it was, he got some real people who were actually Broadway actors to be a part of a play that revolves around my video. And of course, I was the Nigerian lady from the video that he wanted to adapt into a play. It was a good experience. I mean, it was a good experience. I mean, I think that stage acting is something that I enjoy doing. It's not my first love, though. I could take it or leave it. But it was fun. I mean, it was fun. So what's your next question? What's your next question, my love? Quadir, wait, what? Feels like LA is toxic, like full of broken dreams. I don't know. Okay, so let me just for the people who are going to be watching this who can't see your comment. So what he's saying is he feels like Los Angeles is toxic and that people go there just to kind of like not do anything with themselves, so forth and so on, because a lot of people are superficial, blah, 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 and everybody wants to be somebody. I think there's truth to that, but I also think that any place that has any type of presence is that way too. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Atlanta is the same way. Like, people come here to make themselves pop and don't nothing happen. People move to Atlanta from all over the place thinking that, it's Black Hollywood, it's this, that, and forth, and I'm gonna really pop in Atlanta. Then they get here and then nothing happens with it. In my case, the reason why things went so smoothly is because, again, I already had a base, but I was in communication with the people that I knew prior to me getting there. You know what I mean? Oh my God, don't say that I'll be moving to WeHo in 4 weeks. Well, there's nothing. I lived in West Hollywood. Here's the thing, Ahmed. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think if you move to West Hollywood, which I don't know exactly where you're moving, but I lived on Santa Monica and Sweetser. My apartment, if you bust the right, if you bust the right to the top of the street, there's Hamburger Mary's. Like, it was a legendary location. But my point in saying all that was to say there's a lot of shit there that can get you hung up. For myself, I did do a lot of partying, but I also got a lot of work done too. You know what I mean? I got a lot of work done, and so I was able to push my agenda forward up until I was too immature, so I came back. I should have stayed. You know what I'm saying? You said West Hollywood is a pickle. But I think it's a pickle depending on who you ask. Because for me, it wasn't really a pickle. I mean, it was a semi-pickle because I was living with that gay couple. And then, it's just, there's a lot more to the story. Not so much with them, but just, then I lived with this dude who was a friend of a friend who is just a lot. Maybe one day I'll sit down and write it on paper where I can actually give you all the details. But, yeah, you said, listen, I do not hate LA. It's just a certain culture that is represented to the world. I think that there's a lot of truth to what you see. I mean, it is what it is. People do move a lot of times to Southern California, Los Angeles in particular, West Hollywood to be specific, in order to become a star. People go there to make their dreams come true. I know that's the reason why I left. I went there because, I felt like there were more opportunities for me there than there were for me here. And so people do go in order to realize their dreams. But I think that, people have to be realistic with their expectations, what it is that they're expecting when they make these moves. I think that when you move, you should definitely have, in some way, shape, or form, you should have some type of plan. Now, it doesn't have to be a plan that keeps you boxed in. Because I'm that type of bitch that wants to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, and if all goes to hell, have room for error. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I think if you go there thinking, okay, so when I get there, I'm gonna do A, B, and C, and then if A, B, and C doesn't happen just that way, now you're defeated, I think you're not going to make it. But that's not just Los Angeles. I think that's anywhere you go. I think if you come to Atlanta with that mentality and you think that you're going to come here and become a star, and then when things don't pop right away, if you're defeated, then you're not going to make it here either. Go to New York, same thing. Go to Miami, Houston, it doesn't really matter where you go. I think if you go any place and you are expecting things to be, just go open-minded. How about that? You said it's real. Is it really as superficial as they say? But you know what? I think I do think it's very superficial. But at the same time, I think any place can be superficial. I think Los Angeles might be more superficial depending on the type of circles that you're in, just because of the nature of it. I think that there are so many people that are going there to become something that is superficial because that's what it has to be for a lot of people. It has to be that way because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a star. So they're gonna, they're gonna be that way. They're gonna be that way because they feel like, okay, you're my competition. It's just a lot. It's like a lot of moving parts to it. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so this is the third question. I never knew that you knew. Okay. He and I are friends. How did you two meet? So here's the deal. Hey, April, my love. So here's the deal. I don't really know him like that. I mean, if I do, I don't remember our exact interaction. He followed me on Twitter. I don't really know him. And that's not me being shady or funny. I just genuinely don't know him. Not in a personal way. Now, I'm sure he's a sweet person. I'm sure he's amazing. But I personally do not know him that well to sit up here and elaborate on our relationship and how we met. We met through Twitter when he followed me, and then maybe I followed him back. I don't even know, truthfully. But you mentioned his name before, and I went to his page. I'm like, oh, that guy. I don't know him like that, girl. That's just somebody who followed my ass, Miss Thing. Yeah, he followed me, and that was that. But yeah, so that's that on that. And in terms of Greyhound, I don't even know where the story ended. Where did that story even end? He said, when is the proper time to get someone you're dating a gift? Okay, so here's what I would say, Zoe. I would say, I don't think, when it comes to relationships, this is just me personally. When it comes to relationships, my personal belief, see, this is a good question for that podcast. Damn, I hate that we're about to spoil it right now, but that's fine. Personally, I feel like when it comes to a relationship, everything is touch and go. Now, what I mean by touch and go, it's contingent on who you're with, where you are, what's the vibe. Everything is about, in my opinion, tone. If in fact you're in a relationship, let's just say you're dating somebody. Okay, now, are you getting a vibe that it's okay to do that? Or is this just something that because you really like this person, you're going above and beyond to woo them and wow them? So when you go above and beyond for a person that's not on the same page with you, then it's going to seem like too much, regardless of whether it's 3 months or whether it's a year. If, let's just say, in a year's time, you buy somebody a nice piece of jewelry, they may be like, girl, this is like a lot. They may be uncomfortable with that. So it's not so much the time, it's more or less how does it feel? What is the tone? Is it a situation to where this is the person who is very affectionate, and this is the person who, because see, here's the thing, everybody doesn't respond well to gifts. That's another thing. You would think that that's not the case, but it's true. Everybody does not respond well to that. Some people prefer to get the gifts. Some people, it just depends. There's so many moving parts to that. But you just have to feel your way through it. How does it feel? You know what I'm saying? I've been talking to this guy since November. Okay, so for a little while. I just met up with him last week and stayed with him for a week. It was our first time meeting. I really like him and want to get him a wallet because he showed me one that he wanted. Now, okay, so here's what I would say. I would say on the surface, no, Donald, I told you 3 questions this episode. So save that one for the next episode next week. Cause you thought you was going to squeeze that in, girl. I'm here. I see you. But in any case, so what I would say is taking the information that you just gave me on paper, I would say maybe it's a little soon to get him a gift if you've only just met him. But again, it's one of those things where there's no right or wrong, because let me tell you this, I've heard of things on YouTube where these couples were like playing fucking video games, like fucking League of Legends, fell in love through League of Legends, and then flew across the fucking world to meet each other, fell in love, and the rest is fucking history. So there's no right or wrong way. I think the most important thing is to listen to your heart. Listen to pick up on context clues. What's the energy? Is this the type of person? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If it feels good to you, If it feels good to you in your heart, like when you met this person, you feel like it's not like it's too much too soon, then I would say do it. But just be very aware of the tone. And maybe this is just me. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. I'm just throwing this out there. If it were me, maybe I would start with something a little bit smaller. Maybe. Depending on how much does the wallet cost. Is it like a higher end wallet, or is this something? And when I say, here's what I mean. So let's just say he likes Chinese food. Maybe I would start by ordering, when you go and see him again, maybe I'll order the Chinese food. Like I would start with something. See, $50 to me is a little steep, but that's just me. I mean, if your heart is saying yes, get the wallet. If you have the coins and you want to do it, I would say get it. I'm just saying for me, I would start a little bit. For myself, for instance, with my partner and myself, I'll give you an example. So it took us a while before I started buying him real gifts. What I would do before that point is I would do I know his favorite candy is gummy bears. I'll buy gummy bears and I would give it to him with the card. Something that when I say smaller, that's what I mean. Something that's not substantial. See, but good cologne to me is expensive too. Unless you go to Ross, I was going to get him special chopsticks. He eats hot Cheetos with... That is so funny. That's interesting. I think a cute little 10 or 15. Right, I can work with 10 or 15. 10 or 15, that's the sweet spot. It's like, because then it's going to be like, you don't want it, you never want to have people thinking, ooh, like, you doing too much. Give him you first, April, that's kind of my way of thinking about it too. But at the same time, I know that every case is different. It's like a case by case. But I too I come from the school of kind of letting it unfold. Like, don't waste your money. Because what if you meet him again and then it's like, you give him the wallet and he's an asshole. Like, make sure this is like, don't just give him a nice ass wallet and then pay it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would give it a little bit more time. When you come to Europe, I will serve you. Yes, I know that's right. And one of these days, I'm going to come to Europe, universe willing. If I'm still here, girl, I'm going to go. If it wasn't really... Wait, hold on a second. If I wasn't really feeling you, a $50 gift would rub me the wrong way, especially too soon. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, but it's like I say, because we don't really know, like, the nuances to their relationship, it's kind of difficult to say, but it looks like she decided she wanted to do the chopsticks. So, you say give him a cheap wallet and then upgrade it. Child, you didn't say and then upgrade it. If you act right, girl, this too can belong to you as well. Let me see. Quadir, when you lived in Los Angeles, did you book it to Mexico? I never did that ever. I've been to Mexico before, but when I was in Los Angeles, I never went. Isn't that crazy? Never went though. Sure didn't. Does anybody else have any questions? I feel like I hope y'all have some more questions for me for this podcast. Because I actually think that's a really good idea. Like, that's a really good idea. You said your relationship is very weird. Now, Persian, make sure that you save one for the podcast. Because you said you had a good one for the podcast. So, if this is your only question, then save it for the podcast, because I do want to do the idea that you said on the podcast. Do you believe in mermaids and Sasquatches? I would say this. I believe that there is something that could probably be like a mermaid or a Sasquatch. But I think probably what it is because you call it a Sasquatch, right away people don't believe it. I think to me, I don't know. I feel like there's so much that we don't really know that I think anything is possible. That's what I think. I think anything is possible. I think that although I was watching this show on Animal Planet where they were a Sasquatch hunter, and bitch, these girls, bitch, y'all look stupid as fuck. Cause bitch, there ain't no Sasquatch up in here. And then they was like, girl, what is how do you know that's what a Sasquatch sound like? Like, the fuck are all these weird ass noises this bitch is making? So she sit up here doing the Sasquatch call, all these weird ass noises, and then they got all these cameras set up, and they're like, okay, so the Sasquatch typically likes to come out around 9. So, you know, we have the infrared cameras. Every episode, you don't ever see no Sasquatch. So, girl, those are the fake ones. Those are the fake Sasquatch girls. I feel like the Sasquatch hunters and the mediums are all fake. You know how they be having them sidekicks, and they be like, remember that one woman, the Jersey medium with the blonde hair and them long ass nails? She was like, all right. So something is telling me that you are having a hard day, and you thinking, really, bitch? Girl, duh. I slammed the door when I came in. When I came in, I was pissed, bitch. I just got fucking fired, bitch. Tell me something I don't motherfucking know. They should be like, all right, so what I'm seeing is stress. I'm seeing a lot of, like, depression. And it's like, girl, and then she be looking around like, okay, let me look at the photos. Okay, so this look like an old ass bitch. She's probably dead. I'm seeing an old woman. Is that an old woman who just passed that you were really close to? Oh, okay, because see, there's multiple grandma pictures and she's dead. Okay, girl, okay, all right, Yeah, there's a woman. See, one time I almost got into it in Atlanta because when I was in high school, a friend of mine, there's a place called Underground here, the Underground Atlanta, excuse me. And so I went, and she wanted to go to a psychic to ask her about some dude she was dealing with. Oh my God, I just remembered this chick. I forgot all about her. Anyway, so she went to ask the psychic about this situation. She didn't want to give her too much information because I said, don't tell her too much straight out the gate because then she's just going to play off of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Hey, Tony, baby. How are you, my love? So, anyway, so she went, and the lady was just saying shit that anybody could say. Like, and I said, but can you and I said to her, can you tell her something that specific? And she went off on me, and then we started going back and forth with each other. Cause she was like, excuse me, I need the aura to be clear. I don't like your energy. She was like, oh, the chakra is not in alignment. So she was like, ma'am, I won't be able to answer any further questions with him chiming in. And I'm like, no, bitch, what it is she don't really have no real questions or no real response for you, bitch. So she's trying to blame it on me. But at the end of the day, girl, I feel like if we were in a salon, I could talk to you while you get your hair done. Why can't I talk to you now? I feel like the reason why it is, she wasn't expecting me to say, well, have her tell you some real shit. Don't have her just tell you some dumb shit that anybody can motherfucking tell you, bitch. Because I could tell you that, what she just told you. Bitch, even without me knowing you, girl, I could tell you that. Girl, I could have told you that. But she just got $30 off of you, girl, to tell you some shit that I just told you on the martyr on the way up here. So, you said the psychic twins are actually good, but they were wrong about Hillary, so I kind of don't trust them. See, but that's how you know. That's how you know that they be lying, because it's like, and I bet you they were so confident. They probably said, oh, we're seeing a future with Hillary. We see Hillary in the White House. We see her doing executive orders. We see her, and now what you got to say? Miss Thing. Girl, these girls be lying. I do believe that there are genuine psychics. I do believe that there are genuine people who can really read people's minds. I think all that shit is real. I do. I think all that shit is real. I think it all exists. I think the issue, you said they blocked me. No shit. Girl, that's how you know they fraud. Until a psychic wins the lottery. Yeah! That's a good way to look at it, bitch. You know so much. Win the lotto. Because let me tell you something. That's the first motherfucking thing I'm doing if I could see into the future. If I could gaze into the future, you might think life would be a breeze. Life is a breeze. Bitch, if I could look into the future, I'll be like, okay, girl. Okay, so 6, 13, 2, 33, 30, Powerball 1. Girl, and I'm gonna wait till she boils over, bitch. Like, I'm gonna wait till she hits $1 billion again, Miss Thing. And then, girl, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna just swoop on in like, hey, girl, hey. Girl, I have $1 billion to my account, bitch. Girl. And then watch, as soon as I win, the economy collapses and all those billions of dollars, girl, are worth $5, bitch. Wouldn't that be my luck, Miss Thing? I win the lottery and now all this money ain't worth shit. Girl, I always think like that, no shade. Hold on, but let me scroll up. You said, do you have an opinion on Joanne the Scammer? I don't have an opinion on her. Miss Joanne had reached out to me to do it. This was a while ago, maybe a year ago. She had reached out to me because she wanted to do a song or some shit. She wanted us to collaborate on a song. But at the time, I kind of felt like, you know, 'cause she was, and let me be clear, this is not her fault. Well, no, it is her fault, but it's not a bad thing. It's just not something that I was particularly wanting to be affiliated with. But she was doing, like, at the time, I don't know if she's still doing it, but she was doing, like, pornography. And how I know that is because a Judy of mine was like, girl, you know, Miss Thing is doing porn, and I live, and she liked it. She liked Miss Thing's videos or whatever, her porn videos. And so that wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to be affiliated with at that time. And it wasn't me thinking, oh girl, he's beneath me, nothing like that. I just didn't want, as a gay person, I just didn't want to be like connected to anything like that sexual. You know what I'm saying? And it's no shade. I think, look at him now. Like, guess what? He was doing the porn, but now the last time I checked, he's doing like a lot of big shit, right? Like, he's doing a lot now. He's doing a lot. I mean, I don't know. I don't follow him, all his work, but I do know that he's doing big things now. So there you go. Like, everybody's going to get what they deserve when it's their time to do it. But at the time when he reached out to me to do the song, I just kind of felt like I don't think that I want to be affiliated with that. The porn. You know what I'm saying? Because then there was another guy who wanted to do an interview with me named Jacob. I forget how you say his last name, but it's some black dude. A black gay dude. But he wanted to do an interview, but he talks too much about sex, and I don't want to go on his show talking about sex. Like, we could talk about real shit, but from when he reached out to me and I went onto his page, it was just too much of that. And I'm like, I'm a gay person, but I don't feel like I need to lead with that. Like, I don't need to lead with my sexuality. And any platform where I feel like that's going to become the thing, where I'm in my mind, I'm thinking people are going to try to make it about sex and stuff like that. That's when I kind of remove myself from the equation. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He's a grown man, so he's not doing anything wrong. I just don't want to be affiliated in that way. That's all. You said, Q, who in the political realm do you like right now? Probably Tulsi Gabbard. She's probably the only one politically that I think has an opportunity to really do something different if they don't get to her first or assassinate her. So she's the only one. Tulsi Gabbard is probably the only one currently that's active. I still don't see it for Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders is still playing the game with the children. So that's what that is. That's what that is on that. I feel like Bernie be trying it with the children. So Bernie is not going to get my support. It says, just like Davey. Oh, Davey Wavy. Yeah, he had reached out to me too. I can't remember what it was about. It was so long ago though. But yeah, he's another one that is very focused on his sexuality. Which, at the end of the day, I mean, it works for him. Like, he's making his money. He's doing what he's doing. So, I mean, it's working for him. I mean, it's not my style, but at the same time, who am I? Like, who am I to judge it? It is what it is. It's not my style. Thank you. Here's the thing. Most of us know each other, and depending on what level you are, because even like now, like, what's his name? Johnny Crazy. I don't know if that's who does like a lot of reaction videos. I know him. Like, you know, he wanted to do some type of collaboration. But the only reason why I wasn't really pressed on that is because I feel like I don't like when people don't, and I'm not saying this was him. I want to be clear. I'm not saying this was him. But I feel like a lot of times when you start talking about collaborations, I don't like having to like wait for people. I'm ready to work when I'm ready to work. And so I just kind of felt like, because he was so new, I didn't want it to be a situation to where it's like, girl, but now he's doing really well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hold on, his videos rub me hold on, let me scroll up. I don't lead with grandness. I don't lead with, transness. Okay, I see what you're saying. Thank you. Okay. It can eclipse everything. Yeah, so that's how I feel too, though. Like, I just, and maybe, truth be told, maybe it was a bad decision on my part. But then again, who's to say that if I had gotten involved with Miss Prada or Miss Joanne, who's to say that she, maybe me being involved would have made her not pop off? Who knows? So it's just, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's just something that, you know, you just have to make the best decision you can for you, which is the reason why I wasn't mad when Tracy and Tashina Arnold were not available. Candy, getting back on that, you know, when people try to make it seem like the reason I don't like her is because of the fact that she didn't work with me, it's like, girl, that's not what it is. I don't like her, but me not liking her is not because of that. Me not liking her is because I find her to be I found her to be nasty. Like, her personality is nasty. Blair, we already talked about her. I don't really, you know, here's another one. She's a supporter of my work, but, so I don't want to give her too much, but at the same time, it's like, girl, some of her videos can be out the box for me, and so I don't watch a great majority of her stuff. Do I know Justin J? I know of him. We've never met, which is odd because we live in the same city. I've met Dineva. But I've never met her co-host or the girl that she does videos with, Adrian. I've never met her. I've never met Justin here in Atlanta. Yeah, I've never met them. But it's no shade. I mean, it is what it is. When I see him, then I'll see him. But it's so funny because I'm not going to say the girl's name because of what I'm about to say. But there was this one girl who y'all probably know, who I met when I was in Los Angeles. And it's so funny because he tried to come at me sideways. And I'm like, bitch. Girl, one thing about a girl, I'm not the one. I don't know why you're thinking that you can try me, girl. Because he had said something to me like, what was it that he said to me? He said something smart as fuck to me. And I'm like, okay, girl. Okay. It's clear to me that you don't understand who you're talking to. But that's fine. You said, how come you've never done collabs on your channel? I wouldn't mind doing it. No, it wasn't Miss Oakley was shady too, and I clocked her, but it wasn't Miss Oakley. I was talking about a black YouTuber, but it wasn't Miss Oakley. I remember one time I was at this one club, and B Scott I've seen her twice. I saw Miss B Scott one time at the Abbey. I saw Miss B Scott at the Abbey, and then I saw B Scott, and she looked a mess at the Abbey. Although I saw somebody had reposted a picture that she posted. And I'm like, oh, bitch, that's that day she went to the Abbey. Because she had the same hairdo, the same outfit. In her picture, it was everything in the picture. No. Kingsley has always been nice. I've partied with Kingsley before. He dated a friend of mine who I'm very close to. They dated for a year or two or whatever, how long it was. And actually, I introduced them. So, girl, you know, I'm always in the mix, girl. Mother always has her hands in the mix. But I digress. Anyway, so, what was I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. What was I just saying, you guys? Oh, B. Scott. Did B. Scott even win that I think she did get some coins off of that. I think she got some coins off of that. I'm not exactly sure how much she got off of that. I didn't think she was going to get anything, but girl, she got something. I guess they were like, girl, let's break her off some change and get her out of our lives. But I digress. I saw her once at the Abbey, and then I saw her again at this, like, not a dive bar. It was some type of establishment. But anyway, I was there. And girl, it was so funny because I saw her. She saw me. And girl, she rolled her eyes and went the other way. I said, girl, she's still pressed. Girl, okay. I'm okay with that, girl, because I'm still having a good time, girl. I'm getting drunk. I'm getting my life. Like, but she couldn't take it. But I'm not going to give her too much because I heard her father passed away, so I'm not going to give her too much. But that being said, then she was front row at the BET Awards after getting her coins. Girl, she tried it. Not front row. Let me see. Trevor Moran. Let me Google her. I don't know who that is. Or if I do, I don't know that name. How about that? I don't know that name. Trevor Moran. Oh, no, I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. I'm looking at her picture. I have no clue. This is a kid. I don't watch people this young on YouTube. Because to me personally, I just feel like there's nothing that I can do like a young adult, but whoever that person was, looks like a kid. Oh, he's 18? Okay, well, he must have just turned, because bitch, he looked like a kid to me. But yeah, I don't know who that is. You said birds killing people. What? Quadir, have you seen Bird Epidemic, the movie about bird epidemics killing boys and girls? What? Or killing the boys and girls of the world? Are you kidding me? Is it? And this is like real? Well, that's true though. The girls do be looking young, but I don't know who if they ever recommend her in my recommendation box, then I'll check it out if I feel inclined to do that. But I'm not gonna search her out because she looks like a kid to me, and I don't have no interest in watching her. You said, will that be last as well? So the podcast, here's how everything works. With the podcast, everything is posted. So you're going to get an email if I do a table read, if I do a live show, whatever it is that I'm doing, you're going to get an email the moment it goes up. So when it's up, you're definitely going to know that she's up because you're going to get the email. Of course, with the live shows, everything is already recorded. So, for instance, right now, when this is done, then we're going to upload this. Oh, you're asking, is it going to be live? No. The podcast is not live, although that's actually an interesting idea. Although, no. Because the thing about doing the live show is a lot of times people don't really know what's going on because I'm addressing questions and sometimes I don't read the questions out loud. So as I'm answering it, people have to kind of fill in the blanks. So I think that the podcast is probably outside of the new idea that somebody just gave to me in the audience. I forget who said it, but somebody, I think it was Persian, said that we should, do kind of like a Pursue Acuity type of thing where we answer questions, give counsel, advice, etc. I think that's a good idea. But in terms of changing it, oh my God, you could have a live phone. Well, I thought about doing that. Remember, I had the whole phone service, but nobody ever calls in. Nobody ever calls in. Y'all don't remember me doing that? Remember in the very beginning when we first started the platform, I had a phone number and everything. You know what? I think one time we had the girls call in, but then I think there was some type of issue. Wasn't there like an issue? Well, you know what? If y'all really want to implement that back in, I don't see why not. I think it'll be perfectly fine. Like, if y'all really want to do it, I will get like another number and then do it. Let me see. You said we're nervous girls on the phone. Well, my thing is the more comfortable we become with the conversation, it'll become easier and easier. And then y'all can call in and then weigh in certain topics. Y'all can weigh in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe keep it between maybe like a minute to weigh in so that everyone can get a turn if they want to call in. We do have enough girls now. So that's true. We do. So we'll see. We'll see. But hold on. Is that? He did. That's why everyone's at this damn door. Listen, you guys. Here's what we're about to do. Girl, this summer camp is coming. Here's the thing about it, too. I'm going to say this and then we're going to get ready to close out. Real quick. Here's the deal. Right now, I'm trying to focus my attention on getting Mother Pat ready for the girls. And of course, like I say, you guys are going to get that song for free. Duh. Course. Assuming you haven't already downloaded it. If you haven't downloaded it already, she's yours for the taking. You can go ahead on and download her when I make it public so that you can do that. But I'm trying to do this so that I have the capital so that we can do the summer camp. Because I know that y'all are going to have such a good time. I'm going to have such a good time. And I can't wait to treat y'all and make y'all and show my appreciation by showing you a good time. And, the whole thing in the nutshell for me is, that's another thing real quick before I forget. Going back to the Cosmos, and I know you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with the other? I'm gonna bring it back full circle. To me, one of the things I look forward to is the connectivity, where everybody is connected. We know Ahmed, we know Tony, we know Zoe, we know Donald, Steven, Steph, Ashley, Jasmine, Nastasia, like the list goes on and on. We know these people, Brianna, we know these people, Darby, we know these people, and hell, like we can go on and on and on. And so it's all about connectivity. In Cosmos, they had this scene where this little boy pushed this girl's face like this, right? And Neil deGrasse Tyson said something like, oh, it looks like she touched it looks like he touched her face, right? And he was like, it looks that way, but you'd be wrong if you said yes. Because nobody ever really touches anybody. And then they gave this illustration of how the electrons and atoms push away from each other, and that's what actually causes you to push a person's face. It's not you actually using your finger, but the electrons rebelling and pushing away from each other. See, this is the point. And I want to close off on this. I want y'all to keep your eyes open. Because what they're trying to do is separate people. They're trying to separate you. They're trying to make you feel insignificant. They don't want the connectivity. One of the reasons why I want to do this adult summer camp for the children is because I want us all to come together and spread love. And I want y'all to get your life. Like, I want y'all every day for that week that we're there, from the top of the morning to the end of the night, I want everybody to get their life nonstop. And when y'all go to sleep, I want it to be something where it's like, I really don't want to go to sleep, girl, but I need to get some sleep so I can be ready for tomorrow. And so for me, it's all about connectivity. It's all about being connected. That's how when you have an amazing time like that, whether it's a concert or you're out or you're this, What makes the show pop is when the audience and everybody is in tune with each other. That's what makes it's electrifying. But what they're trying to do is make you feel small and insignificant and alone. They're going as far as to say that you can't even touch each other. Even when it looks like you're touching, you're never really touching. So you're never really connected. You see how they're trying to get into your brain and make you feel like you're just alone on this speck of dust just floating around? That's what they're trying to do. And I want y'all to keep your eyes open. And anytime you hear these so-called scientists going around talking about how all this shit works, look beneath the surface and see what they're really trying to say. Because every time I watch The Cosmos for movie night, that's what we're going to be watching. Every time I watch The Cosmos, what I see are Neil deGrasse Tyson, every episode, some way, shape, or form, trying to separate you from humans, trying to separate you from your purpose, trying to make you feel like you're just pointless. So we're reversing all that. You have a purpose. And we're going to do the summer camp, universe willing, universe willing, universe willing. I will be there. We're going to show out. We're going to show up and show out. It's going to be amazing. Trust me, this shit is going to be the bomb. I'm going to bring, I don't bought endless supplies, but I'm going to bring a nice little stash of ganja. So there will be plenty of weed to go around. Now, I don't know if it's going to last us the entire week, girl, but I will bring as much as I can. Maybe I'll even have like a, wouldn't it be amazing if I had like a food truck, but inside the food truck, they had like edibles and marijuana and different things that you could get, and then it'll all go on my tab. Like, okay, just be reasonable, girl. Don't run up like a $30,000 tab. But at the same time, it's like, girl, help yourself. We're gonna have alcohol. We're gonna have food. We're gonna kayaking, canoeing, tug of war, volleyball, tethered ball, water balloon fights, super soaker fights, movie night, karaoke. What's that shit where you be dancing on that platform? And you be dancing, like you have to follow the steps. Girl, we're going to have that. We're going to do all of it. We're going to have like, bonfire. We're going to do all of that shit. Just watch what I tell you. That's just going to be dope. You going to see. You going to see. And it's not going to be like Ja Rule, girl. We're not serving you toast with cheese. With Kraft cheese on it, bitch. Okay, we're not going to serve you that. We're going to be I want to have like, now that I'm thinking out loud, you said, why don't you make a series on Patreon where you watch your old videos and react to them and maybe go, that's actually not a bad idea. No shade. See, but y'all have to remind me of these. Y'all be giving me good ideas and then I forget. That's actually not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to be doing movie night on Monday. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be doing a new podcast. If you have any questions that you'd like for me to answer, when this is over, go back to Patreon, leave your question there so that I can answer it on the podcast, and we'll release that in a day or two. And then movie night will be on Monday, so forth and so on, and we'll keep the show moving. But listen, before we close out, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Today is Saturday, so I know that a lot of girls are probably out enjoying themselves, whatever the case may be. However, of course, the shows are recorded, so you can watch it at your leisure, at your convenience. So that being said, y'all already know the drill. You know what's going on, girl. Via Blangelita Galistan, the best will always come through. And as always, until next time, baby, that's all. This video is going to be so snatched, bitch. That girl's so snatched. There is.